Hello. Again, this is Tim coming to you from my makeshift basement workspace. And in this lesson, I am going to cover the Seventh Amendment. Again, one of the lesser known ones amongst your average person, dealing with civil cases. And when I mean by civil cases, I'm dealing with things like lawsuits, breach of contract, things of that nature. I'm going to go over the Extreme Amendment says. Again, I'm back to my small board because there's a lot less writing here. It states, in suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the rights of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact trial by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of common law. So, for starters, some of you might be saying, $20, Tim, that's not very much. But you got to remember, this is $20 in colonial time. So $20 in 1789 is probably something closer to $500-$600 here, which again isn't very much. But you can see it's a big difference between $20 and $600. In terms of civil cases, a lot of times you see juries on TV or movies deciding these kind of cases. A lot of time that's not the case, though. Oftentimes these sort of cases are not solved. They're more settled out of courts. I think it's only something like 1% of juries decide civil cases. Now, originally this only applied to federal civil cases. So jury trials only required for federal civil cases. The court has not required states to have jury trials for civil cases. However, pretty much all of them do anyways. So, yeah. U.S. is also one of the few nations that still uses jury trials for civil cases as well. And a lot of this goes back to, again, the time of the American colonial period, the 18th century. During this time period, American colonists, as they grew more and more restless, wanted their independence more and more. Oftentimes, colonists served on juries, and these juries were very defiant. They often nullified or refused to follow the British laws that were put in place, oftentimes dealing with debt and taxes and whatnot. So they just straight up, didn't accept it. So because of this, after the American Revolutionary War, when states started building up their own constitutions, a lot of them added these civil juries to their constitutions. They saw what a big deal they were. They saw how much they helped in the fight against Great Britain, and so they decided they were important to have in their own constitutions. The original federal constitution did not have this amendment in it, but during the Constitutional Convention, many anti-federalists expressed concerns with this. They're worried about the potential for the government to kind of overstep its bounds. They were concerned with bad laws that might get passed, with judges that might be biased or corrupt. As I stated in the previous amendments, a lot of people saw these juries as kind of like a way to prevent the government or higher up powers from just doing whatever they wanted. The jury was kind of like the gate between the accused and what the government could or couldn't do. So when they rewrote the Constitution, James Madison, our former president, was sure to put that in there. Now, the first part of this, in suits at common law where value in controversy shall exceed $20, the rights of trial by juries are reserved. That deals with determining what kind of juries are required for what kind of trials. The second part of this, and in no fact by a jury shall otherwise be re-examined in a court of the United States than according to the rules of common law, prevents judges from looking over cases in certain ways. Oftentimes the first case is done. There are ways they can go around that, but that's what that basically says. A big issue with this deals with the idea of common law. So again, common law is generally today meant to be seen as law declared by a judge. In terms of the Seventh Amendment, it meant law and procedure. In court, they use juries. So it seems like it's a very different. It doesn't seem like a difference to a layperson, but it's a little different there. So that's really it for this. Again, there's really a whole lot going on here. Again, it mainly deals with civil cases, lawsuits, etc., etc. As I stated before, a lot of times juries aren't really even used to decide civil cases. Oftentimes they're determined outside of the courts. But regardless, it is our Seventh Amendment. It is in there, and it is one of the rights that we are afforded as citizens of the United States. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you again for the next one.